This is the Limo Show.
This is not another story. This is not another drill. I refuse to be another number.
Welcome, guys, to the Limo Show. I have with me a special guest today, Marwan, aka the Language Lord on TikTok.
What I want to know is what you think is the most attractive language someone can speak. What do you think?
He's built a huge following over the years. He has more than 500,000 followers, I think, which is pretty impressive.
I really love Arabic, but anyways, my ex-boyfriend was from Tunisia.
تونيجا.
Yeah.
بتكلم تونسي شوية. لا بضحكش تونسي شوية. باهي. هكا هو ديما تكلم توانسة ما ننساش يولي يحب عليك. وش كيفاش وليت? She's low. But I have not heard someone say it before, and I'm so happy because I'm actually Tunisian. Well, half, but you know.
So props on that, Marwan. And yeah, I just wanted to have him as a guest because I thought it was a super interesting profile. I love what he does, and I'm sure you guys are gonna enjoy it. So welcome, Marwan.
Yeah, thanks for being here, man. The second I heard a Tunisian guy leading a podcast, I was like, you know what? I gotta come over here and then help this guy out and talk about what he wants to talk about.
Thanks, man. So what made you move to Miami, by the way? Like, how long have you lived there?
Honestly, like a year. I was Virginia based for for college and everything, but I moved here about a year ago, strictly for social media. Strictly social media.
Okay.
That's why. And the weather, it reminds me of Hammamet. It's always 80 degrees, it's beautiful weather. It's a lot of beaches, and it's very nice to be here all the time.
Yeah, I've never been there. I wish maybe this year or something. I really want to visit
Go,
Miami.
man. It's nice. It's very, very nice. You gotta go.
Yeah,
Better than
yeah,
Estonia, I'll tell you that.
I'm sure. Yeah. In terms of the weather, for sure. Here it's
Yeah.
like snowy all the time. It's dark. Yeah, it's the weather is
How you
horrible.
do it. Don't know how you do it, but
Yeah, and so you go back to Tunisia like every year or something, or
so as we say in Tunisia, نمشي نجم على زيتون. I would go in the winter to go for the olives, and I would go in the summer to go for the beaches and the karamoos.
okay, same man, same as you.
Yeah, I'm very,
Yeah.
very family oriented. So when I have breaks, especially in college, I would love to go back home to Tunisia.
Okay, nice. So that's also how you learned Tunisian, like as well,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I speak it at home too. When I'm talking to my parents, I speak, Tunisian with them. Because if I don't, I'll forget it because there are really not a lot of Tunisians that live here in Miami. So
Yeah, cool. And so you knew basically when you decided to move to Miami, you knew you wanted to build this type of channel, like you came with the purpose of building that channel, or it was
I love that you said that because no, I actually didn't. I blew up out of nowhere. My best friend, his name is Eric Ronaldo.
Ilona,
Where are you from, Ilona?
Albania.
Albania. God, I don't speak in Albanian, unfortunately, but
Oh, you should learn. I think it's that time to learn.
you think I should learn?
Yeah.
For you?
For me, of course.
okay.
Not that bad,
Alright, come
but
over
you
here.
can do better.
Yo, can you speak Albanian?
Oh, passionate, yeah.
He's like he does like the pickup lines and
I
stuff.
saw him, yeah, the Latino guy. Yeah.
Well, yeah. He's Bolivian and Mexican. He was a really good friend of mine from Virginia, and he was like, "Yo, like I do these channels," and I'm like, "Nah." So I was shy. I was like, "I don't know if I want to be on camera doing that. I have a job, But then we moved to Miami, and then one day he was like, "You need to go. You have all these skills. You can speak all these languages." Because I was able to speak a lot of languages before. Tunisians, we can speak like 5 growing up. And he was like, "Just go grab the microphone, go ask somebody a question." And this was the first month that I moved to Miami, so I did. I asked, "What's your favorite language?" to 3 girls, and it was like French, Italian, Arabic, all of which I spoke fluently. And that video overnight got like 6 million views on TikTok, and I had like 50,000 followers. I was like, I guess I do this now. Maybe I should continue. The next month,
Amazing.
I get another 50K followers, and I was like, wow, this is something that I think no one has done before. I've seen people, they go and they have like the camera caché on their chest. They, interview themselves talking to people, but no one's actually interviewed people like about languages. And I'm like, maybe I should make this my thing. Worked on it on a whole year. Now I have, it's like 550 on TikTok. I got like another 150 on Facebook. It's blowing up everywhere. It's nuts. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I love that angle, man, like the language angle, because so what's your purpose with the channel? Is to bring more awareness to the importance of learning multiple languages, or
Absolutely. I see it in 2 different ways. One of them is to help learn languages, right? Because I think that so important. I love culture, I love history, I love languages, but no one puts enough of an emphasis, especially in America, on languages. Here in high school, you maybe take a year of Spanish and no one cares.
Mhm.
Where I'm from, where I grew up in Europe, you need to know minimum 3 languages to talk to anybody or to even be seen as a
Yeah.
normal European, right? You have to speak languages. No one here sees the importance there. I would always tell my friends, you want me to tutor you? You want me to teach you how to learn languages? Nah, I don't care, man. And I'm showing the importance of being able to speak a lot of language. You can talk to
Yeah.
anyone, you can travel anywhere, you can befriend anyone. The second reason for my channel was to help guys out. And so because guys would always call, oh, these girls are so beautiful. How do you talk to them? And I say because I'm very secure about the fact that I have a skill that no one else has that can easily help you befriend and be charismatic and meet very pretty girls. And what
Mhm.
is it? What's your favorite language? Every girl that I've met has a favorite language because we're brought up looking at all these movie stars, soccer players that are in different countries. Oh, I like Spanish. I like Italian. Oh, really? And then I start speaking it, and they're like, "You can speak that?" And I'm like, "What else do you want me to speak? I speak them all." And it's just that wow
Yeah.
factor, right? And I'm showing not only because my innate understanding of how important language is, but also with the game part of it, with the pickup part of it, with the introducing yourself part of it, helps
Yeah.
you in every way and every sense of the way.
No, it's amazing, man, and I love how captivating you are. Yeah, with girls, that's what struck me is like how captivating you were, and talking to multiple groups of women, etc. So I guess you trained yourself to be that way. I guess were you always that confident, or did you actually learn a few things?
Good, also a good question. Growing up, so I love my father. My dad is the greatest man in the world that I've ever known. He's a very, very charismatic, funny guy. And you know how Tunisians are, right? We're funny guys. We make a lot of jokes.
Yeah,
But as a kid, I was kind of a loser. I didn't really talk to no one. I was very shy around girls. I didn't get any girls till I was like in high school, because I was short. But now, I've always learned that being funny and being charismatic is the way to not only make friends, but he would talk to our cousins that way. He would talk to everyone. They would always speak nicely about him. Ah, yeah, he's the funny guy. He does this, he does that. And he's known for being very charismatic. And I wanted to
yeah.
emulate that, right? And so I started to get into acting. I did a lot of theater when I was in high school. I
Okay.
became a cheerleader in college. like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
grabbed
with
the girl in
the
the
pom
hair.
pom girls and stuff.
No, 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 not this. I
Okay,
held them there.
okay, okay, okay.
But yeah, so in doing that, I got out of my comfort zone and I became really comfortable doing things I never would have done before. All those together with I've always liked to laugh, make jokes and stuff, and I put that all together with just the security that I have, knowing I have a skill that will impress people. I'm very confident when I go and talk to other people because I know at the end of the day they're going to be interested because I'm very confident about it, and that what
Mhm.
led into the confidence that I have to have those interviews.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so you've done a lot of theater, and your father was a pretty like he influenced you a lot in terms of extraversion and all of that,
Very,
right?
very much so. Yeah.
So do you have a kind of a pickup background as well? Like, did you study a bit like seduction and dating and stuff like that?
Not at all. Not at all. My
Okay,
only way of ever doing pickup was just being funny. Because
okay,
I always know that what do they say? They go, if you can make her jiggle, you can make her, or no, if you can make her giggle, you can make her jiggle, or some joke like that. But
yeah,
you always have it because humor is a universal language. No one's ever gonna not like you for being funny. So if you can be funny, pin it with you're attractive, pin it with you have a cool background, pin it with I speak a lot of languages, you're like unstoppable. You're literally
hmm
I've never had a background in pickup. I wouldn't look up videos and go, how do I pick up girls? I would just do it naturally because I would use skills that I already had. And I learned that it
mm,
works.
yeah. Okay, okay, got it. So yeah, it's weird because usually guys who are that confident, they I don't know, they had maybe mentors in terms of dating or stuff like that. But I guess yeah, it's also yeah, how like in your personality as well, like I can tell you're a bit like that as well. Like
Right.
naturally you're yeah.
Yeah, I will say there's one channel I used to always watch where a guy did do pickup. It's the Daily Dropout. Have you seen like Steven Shapiro, Big
Yeah,
Dots?
yeah, yeah.
He,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
if you see the way he does pickups, he never does them seriously. He always does something weird. He's like picking up a girl, asking her to go see your refrigerator, or picking up a girl
hmm
while carrying around like an old corded phone. Weird stuff. Picking up a girl using a vacuum cleaner. Like
Yeah.
they never liked him for the pickup lines. They liked him because it was weird, because it was funny, because it was out of the ordinary. So
It's
I found
different,
that
yeah.
being out of the ordinary has always helped in that regard. And yeah, I used to watch his videos a lot. And then I met him, because of social media. I ended up meeting the
Okay.
guy. I'm like, wow, this
Nice.
guy's the same way in real life. Maybe this is a natural thing. So I guess I should just be my natural self and just be funny and just be out of pocket, out of context. And that's worked out pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay. And so one question that I have, because I needed to ask you this, but like how many languages do you actually speak? Like
Do I
how many
actually
languages?
speak? I
Yeah.
can speak seven fluently. So seven
Okay.
fluently, but I can also have a basic B level B2 or B1 conversations in about 21 different languages. But seven
Okay.
are
Yeah. So
my
you know a few
key.
snippets. You know a few snippets of a lot of
Like
languages.
I can have a conversation maybe for a couple of minutes in like Russian or in like German, but I
Okay.
can speak fluently Arabic, Tunisian, Spanish, Portuguese, French, Italian, all those.
Mm. Are you self-taught, or is it like you took like multiple course?
100% self-taught.
Okay.
I've only ever taught myself languages.
Okay, yeah. And you taught yourself languages because you knew it was powerful to like to become more charismatic, or like what's the main reason initially?
So two pronged. It was actually never about pickup or being more charismatic. It was once again my dad. My dad spoke a lot of languages,
Okay.
and also where I grew up. I grew up in a lot of different countries, and to be able to survive in those countries, and this goes back to the difference between the U.S. and Europe, right? Europe, there's a big emphasis on knowing a lot of languages because literally 2 hours anywhere a different country where they speak a different
Yeah.
language. In America, that doesn't happen at all. Maybe Spanish, maybe or French, but for me growing up, I went to a bunch of international schools. I had friends that came from all different kinds of cultural backgrounds. I had to learn other languages to be able to befriend them. And so that's where
Mm-hmm. Okay.
that emphasis on languages began. I always remember I was once at Monastir in Tunisia.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
They have
Famous
like
city.
they have all they have all those hotels, and I would go there as a kid and I would play, and there'd be like girls and guys that were playing at the same hotel, but they were from Germany.
Yeah.
Would go to my dad
Mm-hmm.
and say, "How do I go talk to them? I want to befriend. They don't let me speak my language." He would go say spielen zusammen, which means let's go play together. And I would go to them and say spielen zusammen. They'd be like, "Ah, du sprechen die Deutsch. You speak German." And I'm like, "Nine, but soccer." Like that were the beginning.
Yeah.
It's little things like that. I would, as a kid, and especially as a kid, you can learn languages a lot faster. So I learned maybe 5 or 6 of them before I was even like 18. So that's really
Okay.
where
Impressive.
it
Yeah. Nice, nice man. And you were in a French school or in a German school? Like
Nope,
initial
I was
in
only
high
ever in
school.
international schools. So they had
Okay.
people from everywhere.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. And so what's your favorite language yourself? Because you always ask people, but what's yours?
I love Tunisian Arabic. My favorite is Tunisian
Okay.
Arabic. I have to. I mean, and then Tunisi, so I have to. But my favorite one to speak, I think is the most fun to speak, is Italian. Because I feel like Italian's like a game. It's like you using your hands more than using your mouth. Che
Hmm.
cazzo fai? Perché parli così, ragazzo? It's like we're very
Yeah, it's very expressive. Yeah.
Tunisian is like that too. The same kind of
Yeah.
thing. I like being gesticulative. So I like languages where it's like they're like fun to speak.
Hmm. Nice, 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 nice. And you're promoting too, no? Like, are you a promoter kind of as well?
Yeah, yeah. Not officially, but in Miami, if I have friends that ever want to come down, or if I have like, events that are going on, I get invited to a lot of places because of my TikTok following. So if I ever want
Okay.
to, if I ever want to bring guys that want to get a table, or if I interview girls and they say, "What are you doing after this?" "Oh, I'm going to the club. I want to go to a club." "Oh, no way. I have the hookup at this club. Come with me." It's very, very simple.
Yeah.
So it makes my weekends full, and I enjoy it.
Yeah. So you kill two birds with one stone with your channel. Not only do you meet girls for the promoting, but you also get a lot of content from it.
Basically.
Okay,
Yep,
that's
exactly.
pretty good. Yeah, but I used to do kind of the same thing as you in Montreal for like a year or two. I had a YouTube channel and I would just talk to girls, approach them, and make out with them, like just for fun. If you want, I'll send you the
Nice.
videos. It's funny, but yeah, it's because I really relate to what you do, and I know it takes a lot of work because sometimes you go out and you don't. I mean, maybe in Miami you find a lot of girls, but I remember sometimes like you go out with the cameras and you don't. It takes a lot to sometimes build like a nice piece of content. It takes a
It
lot of
does.
time. Do you have a
It
team
does.
yourself, or are you by yourself, kind of?
It's just me and Eric. Me,
Okay,
Eric, and a camera. Then I film his interviews. He films my interviews. If he does pickup lines, I film his stuff. And so it's worked out really well that way.
okay, and you do this full time now. You want to do this full time, basically.
I mean, I would love to. I still, I went to school for 7 years to get my master's and everything. So I still do have my day job. It's with the
Okay.
United Nations. And so
Hmm.
when I'm not doing that, on the weekends, honestly, it's funny because I meet creators that have like 200, 3,000, 300,000. They're like, "I'm filming every day to make this content." I'm like, dude, I film for like 3 hours on the weekend. I get 50 clips, and that's good for the whole rest of the week. So I've made it in a way where it works out that, I don't have to spend that much
Mm.
time on social media.
Yeah.
So alhamdulillah, it's worked out. But yeah, not that much time spent on it, to be honest.
Got it. No, that's great. You do it efficiently. You stack it on the weekends or like a few
Right.
days per week. And like from a business standpoint, like how do you generate revenue? Is it with ads and stuff like that, or do you sell a course or coaching or?
Yeah, so any creators, now, especially with YouTube Shorts, so there's an ability to generate revenue based off of posting on any platform, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok. You post anywhere, the same videos, you're gonna generate money doing that. So that's one part of it. I also have a lot of sponsorships. My favorite is Cuts. Cuts is like my it's this brand of t-shirts. They're really, really nice. So I
Okay.
get a couple of shirts per month. I wear them. I say, "Do you like my shirt?" Blah blah blah. They pay you. It's stuff like that. Brand deals, sponsorships, ads.
Okay.
It's mostly where the revenue comes in.
Nice. And you're the biggest on your like what's your biggest channel? Sorry. It's a TikTok or YouTube or
TikTok,
okay.
100% TikTok. Yeah.
Okay, got it. And so how do you see the future of your channel? Like do you want to like grow this to like a multi-million audience and then potentially sell a course or sell something, or like how do you see the future of your
That's
channel?
that. It's funny. You're asking exactly what people are asking me. They're saying, "Can you start a course? Can you teach me?" And it's
Yeah.
funny. They don't. I've always planned. I've always planned on starting a course on how I learned languages. Not being a tutor myself, but telling people honestly, here's how I learned languages. I lived here. I think of, for example, Spanish. I only learned Spanish, I think, here when I was in Miami. Why is that? Because I'm surrounded by people that speak Spanish, and because I speak Italian and French. And so even
Hmm.
if you speak French, you'll be able to understand what they're saying in Spanish. So you can find out the
Yeah, it's
conjugation
a lot of
similarities.
because Latin
So many
language. Yeah.
things. Right. And so a lot of it is traveling. A lot of it is being at the right place around the right people. So I want to sell courses that are like that. And it's funny. A lot of the comments too are saying, "Can you sell a course on how to be charismatic, on how to talk to girls?" And I'm like, dude, I don't like. I'm not doing anything other than what I'm just doing. Like I'm being 100% myself on camera. You're seeing now what I'm doing. So if I started a course on that, I would tell you just look at my videos. Just be funny,
Hmm.
be charismatic, be engaging, make jokes. Girls love to laugh. If you want to find something in common, where are you from? Oh, you're from Russia. Я говорю по-русски. I speak Russian as well. Boom, you're gonna get farther than if you take a girl on 5 dates just by knowing her
Hmm.
language. So that's always my
Hmm.
selling point, and that's what I would tell people if they ever want to see those kind of videos.
Hmm. So even in real life, if you want to approach a girl, you approach her like with what's your favorite language and stuff like that.
I just walk up, I make a funny comment about her. I'd be like, "Where'd you get those shoes? Target? Never mind. Anyways, what's your name? Oh, that's a Russian name, no? Oh, ты откуда, Andrusia?" They're like, "How did you know that I was Russian? And how did you know that I
Okay.
spoke Russian? And how do you speak Russian?" Immediately, I get past the third date just by doing that.
Nice. And so I'm curious, like maybe for the audience or the people knowing you on TikTok, like what does your dating life kind of looks like? Like, do you have a girlfriend now? Do you date
It,
multiple girls?
it's it's relatively calm. I keep everything strictly business, to be honest. I really
Okay.
for my videos, especially with interviewing all those pretty girls, I like to keep it very business oriented. My personal life I keep very much off of camera. I don't like to talk about it or show it on TikTok or
Okay.
anything, but if I wanted to be that kind of guy, if I really wanted to be, oh yeah, I'm with this girl tonight, it'd be very easy with that kind of channel. So there's
Hmm.
definitely been a lot of opportunities to do that, but the way I see it, I keep business and romance separate. I don't want to put them both together, and it's worked out very well for me that way. So I like to be very, very effective about it.
Okay, yeah. I get you. But like so you don't have a girlfriend now or do you have one? Or you don't want to say?
إيه c'est compliqué now genre.
Okay, okay.
It's شو نقول لك بالتونسي فما واحد موجود اما هي ما تعرفش.
Okay,
انت ما
okay.
تعرفش على الاخرين. هذاك هو المهم.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. And so one question that I have, because Miami, I mean, there's a guy I remember. Do you know Swagman? He's Tunisian, Swagman.
Swagman. No, who's
You
Swagman?
don't know Swagman? Okay, he's a famous
Swagman.
Tunisian rapper in he lives in Miami, I think. You don't
Swagman.
know Swagman? Yeah, it's a famous Tunisian rapper, and he's in Miami. He does a lot of clips and stuff like that. He always speaks like Tunsi, like his
Oh, he's the guy with the tattoos all over his face.
yeah. But he's in Miami and stuff, and
I
he's
didn't know
famous
that.
there,
I
famous
do know who this
Tunisian.
is actually, but yeah, Iteb's
Okay,
yeah, Iteb. I've heard of him before.
okay, yeah. So are you planning on staying in Miami now? Do you think it's a good environment for you to grow your channel, etc., or do you want to move somewhere else?
I love it here. I really love the weather. I love the people. There's always new things to do and new people to see because people come in and out all the time. It's very international. But especially with what I was talking about Eric the other day, we really want to go to LA. And so I think LA
Okay.
would be the next step.
Yeah,
But
LA
one
is a
thing
big
we
spot as
really
well
want,
for these kind of
yeah,
things.
Yeah, once you get really popping, I think it'd be great content out there, surrounded by people that do the same kind of content. Because here in Miami, you don't get a lot of content creators. Everyone's business oriented or vacation, you know? So
Hmm.
that's why it's worked out so well for us here. We were some of the only like TikTokers that actually stayed and was consistent with it. And so it's worked out really well. But as you know, you always got to move, you always got to change. So eventually we hope to make it out to LA.
Hmm. Okay, nice. And do people recognize you in the street sometimes, like, oh, you're the guy from TikTok and stuff like
Bro,
that?
all the time.
Okay.
All the time. And I don't even say this to be cocky. Like it's kind of
Yeah, yeah.
all the time. All the time. And they're just like, "Oh, because you're the guy that knows languages. How do you learn so many?" And I'm like, "Dude, like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm at the gym, man. Like you yeah, yeah. Even
Nice.
in the airport, even we went to Europe for a Europe trip last summer and we were getting recognized like left and right in like Barcelona and in Paris and Italy. And yeah, it's really, really
Okay,
humbling
wow.
how
That's dope,
far
man.
it's gotten, and it's awesome.
Dope, dope, dope. And so, what country would you like to visit the most now? Like, you've traveled a lot, I think, but which country would you like to visit
To
next?
make videos or just to visit?
Visit, potentially make videos, but mainly visit.
I really want to go to Australia. I think
Okay,
Australia is super,
interesting.
super cool. Yeah,
Yeah, Australia
I
is
don't
dope.
know. It's a whole different world, and I'm really, we're going to Brazil in a couple of days. I never been to Brazil before. That's
Nice.
going
To
to be fun
Rio?
for Carnival. Yeah, to Rio.
Okay.
That's going to be a lot of fun. And then we're going to go to. I'm planning on making a trip out to Australia at some point. That'd be really cool.
Okay. Have you done Thailand?
No, I have not done Bangkok. No,
Okay, man,
also
you're
on
gonna
my
love
list.
Thailand, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
Thailand, Phuket. No, Bangkok is good, but Phuket is better because it's more. There's the beach. In Bangkok, it's too
right.
suffocating. Like there's no beach, etc. Yeah,
Interesting.
but the islands are crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, no one suggested Thailand to me. That's interesting. I might actually think about that. I've heard
yeah.
of
Honestly,
Bali.
best trip of my life. Yeah, Bali is
You went to
great too.
you went to Thailand as
Yeah,
well?
yeah. Last year, yeah, it was
How
amazing.
was it?
Yeah. Man, incredible. Like it's like anything else I've ever seen. Because when you travel in Europe or you travel in UK or even the States, Canada, it's kind of normal still, you know. It's not like everything looks a bit the same everywhere. But in Thailand, like there's, you know, elephants and tigers and nature and Buddhas
Oh yeah.
everywhere. And like it's a huge change of scenery, you
Uh-huh.
know. Like Asia is very different than most of
Right,
the
right.
countries.
And I have not spent a lot of time in Asia at all, so I'm actually very, very down. Thank you for the suggestion. I might actually do that.
Yeah.
I might actually
Welcome,
do
man.
that. Reporting live here in Thailand with you don't speak English? Oh, okay. I don't speak Thai.
Yeah.
That'd
Nice.
be
Yeah, you're gonna see. People in Thailand, they're very social, etc. I'm sure your channel would make a great. You would make great content there.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep getting asked to go to the Philippines, and I'm like, I gotta learn Tagalog first, but you know, yeah. I need to get to that side of the world, so that's a good suggestion.
Yeah. And so one question that I have is like, if you could turn back in time, right, and talk to your 18-year-old self, like, what would you say to him? Like, what advice would you give to
Grow
younger
some
people? Or,
balls. I would say grow some balls. You know, you have Oh, and I can I think about this often actually. I think about where I am now at my age, and I think about where I was at 18, and I'm like, I'm really the same person. It's just the only difference was the confidence. I was very quiet. You know, I was funny. If I was comfortable with you, I'd be very funny. Bava, you know, I would talk to them, make them joke and everything, but only after I got the security that they wanted to talk to me. Now I stop random people in the streets. Hey, do you want to? And then it ends out, working out my way. So just be more confident in yourself. You know, I think this is the thing I tell my little brother, my little brother's 19 years old, Wasim. And I always
Mhm.
tell him, and I say, you look, at the end of the day, the only thing stopping you is you, because if you want to go
True.
do that thing, if you want to go to that school, if you want to talk to that person, who's stopping you? It's your insecurities about what might go wrong. What about what might go right? And you're never going to know what might go right unless you try. What does Michael Jordan always say? You miss every shot you don't take. He doesn't
Yeah.
care if he throws 100 shots in the air. As long as he makes that one shot, he did something. And so if I were to go back, it'd be one, stop being a pussy, go and actually talk to people, go and actually get stuff done, be more confident in yourself, and really just use whatever skill you have to the best of your advantage and be social. Always be social. People can, especially girls, they can pick up your confidence level very, very easily. And no one wants to
Yeah.
talk to someone who's quiet because girls are inherently quiet. Especially in Tunisia, right? They're kind of reserved. They don't really want to go out and talk to. They're not going to go to you themselves. But if you don't have the confidence to go to them, they're not going to
Mhm.
go and do nothing to you. That you're never going to make that connection. You're never going to even start something beautiful that might have
Yeah.
existed.
Yeah. You
You
have
had
to
actually done
initiate.
something.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to initiate. You have to initiate. And you have to be secure, and you have to build your own security. You have to build your own confidence. Always, always. It's innate.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. And if it wasn't Like if you weren't doing your channel, like what else would you do you think?
I would just be, I mean, I still have my desk job. I'd be doing that.
Okay.
That's the beauty of the channel, right? I'm no different online than I am in real life. So I would just be doing what I'm doing now, just not recording it.
Okay.
Now I'm just record it and monetize it. That's the only difference. So I'd be doing the same
Mhm.
stuff.
Mhm.
I'll
So
probably
you
stop
really
being girls and
enjoy,
speak a language. Huh?
yeah, yeah. No, I was saying, so you really enjoy like going out all the time, like meeting people. That's what you love doing, like going
I
out,
love
being
it.
social. Okay.
I'm a social being. I feed off of it. I need it. I need to
Okay.
go and interact. I need to go and talk to people because I get bored. Life is boring, and you only live once. If I don't do it now, what am I going to do when I'm 45 and Azuz on a ghars? I'm not going to be on some
Azus.
field picking
Yeah.
all. Yeah, come on, man. Like I got to do it now while I'm young, while I'm still able to do all this stuff and travel and everything. So I have to do it now.
You're from Jersey, right?
Yes.
From what part of Jersey?
Monmouth County.
Why are you taller than me?
I have good genes.
We love short
And great
kings.
genes.
And now, ma'am, what is the most attractive language someone can speak?
Spanish.
Why do you like Spanish?
It's just the way that it rolls off the tongue.
Okay, el español con acento de cuál país?
Bien.
I said Spanish with what accent? Like Colombian, Mexican Spanish? Like
I don't really know. Just anything.
no preferences.
No.
No certain accent you like in Spanish.
No.
Now, what is your ethnic background?
I'm Polish and Irish.
Jak się masz? Dziękuję. Dzień dobry. No.
I don't know
Do you
the
speak?
language.
You don't speak any Polish at all?
But I want to learn.
Okay, say jak się masz?
Yashimash.
How are you? And you say dziękuję,
Dziękuję.
and then dzień dobry. I'm good.
Dzień dobry.
There you go. On that note, well, so last question: if a man can speak 20 languages fluently, but he's a 3 out of 10, does he go up or down on the attractiveness scale?
100% up.
Like, is he the 3? So like, how much higher?
Probably like an 8.
An 8.
Yeah, it shows intelligence.
On that note, guys, today I became an 8, even though I'm a short king. Thank you very much and good night.
Right. And so really, I mean, I guess like you want to live with no regret. You want to do everything you want to do while you still can. That's your mentality, is like taking opportunities, not missing any shots.
You have
like really.
You have to, man. I've seen so many. I've had a lot of friends that, life-ending injuries. Allah yarhamhum. I've had a lot of bad things that have happened to people that as a result of things they weren't able to do before, right? You never know when something horrible is going to happen or when life might end or when things might change. If you don't do it now, you're always going to regret it. And that's the one thing I hate in this world, regret. I hate regretting things. So if I don't do it now, I'm going to regret it. So I have to not let myself feel it. And I used to regret things all the time because I'd be too shy. I'd be too nervous. Why didn't I talk to her? Why didn't I do this? Why? I hate that feeling. So I just want to do whatever that comes to my mind that I know I can do respectfully. And, if I know that if I don't, I'll regret it. And I hate regretting things.
Yeah, and the funny thing about regret is you usually regret the things you haven't done. But when you've done something, and even if you've done something and it turns out badly, at least you've done it.
At least you did it.
Yeah.
You feel like I feel like a man. I feel like I did something. I wish I talked to her. I wish I jumped out of that plane. I wish I did this. I'm always going to think that I wish I did something, right? But I'm never going to be sad that I actually did something, unless something horrible happened. But
Right. Yeah. Is there another question that I haven't asked you that you wished I would have asked you?
Oh, what a great podcast question. What do I wish you? So this is about teaching. What is it? It's you run a channel that is essentially teaching dating advice and how to like pick up and stuff like that, right?
Kind of, yeah.
So what do you think I could, because you've seen my background, rather the tips I could give and the insight that I could provide in that regard. What do you think benefit, or rather what language, how do I word this? What could be beneficial in light of what you're doing to do in terms of pickup while using languages? Do you think, is that why you asked me to come on here to talk about how languages help me meet girls? Or do you think that I could relate it all to the kind of content that you do?
I mean, yeah, because I asked you about your background, if you had a pickup background, and it seems like you're very natural. Like you didn't really study this, or you didn't really read books or train yourself into like with seduction and dating. Right. And myself, I come more from a dating background. Like I was always kind of introverted. Like I was always kind of a natural, kind of like I never truly sucked with women. Although I couldn't really attract the woman I really wanted. Like I could attract average girls, but with the woman I truly wanted, sometimes I I just lost my words. I would lose my confidence with the woman I truly wanted. And so that's really pushed me to invest in myself, take a lot of coaches, mentors, read a lot of books, and obviously take a lot of action. Like yourself, I used to go in the street for hours and hours on end and talk to multiple girls. I still do it now. Like this weekend, for example, I have a boot camp. I do boot camps every month or two where I go with clients in real life and we talk to, dozens and dozens of women in real life with my clients, And so relating to your question, I mean, you asked me like how does pickup relates to languages? Like what's your, sorry, I'm a bit confused.
Right. And so the idea there is because I know you're living in a lot of different places and you're of course a Tunisian. So do you ever find that it's hard to do so if you don't speak their language? Or do you find language barriers at all during pickup?
Honestly, man, I mean, when you know some English, like when you're good at English, it's international. Like anywhere you go, you can speak English most of the time. Now, what truly helps is knowing a few bits of the language you're. I mean, if you're, for example, if you're in Greece, if you learn a few words in Greek, it's gonna positively surprise women like that you know some Greek, that you take some interest in their language, Same, I'm in Estonia right now, and whenever I talk a bit in Estonian, like the girls are happy because they see I've put some effort into learning their language, So yeah, I think it's part of being a full stack man, like being versatile, knowing a lot of cultures, a lot of languages, a lot of things.
Right.
Yeah. So
and you have to be, you have to be that kind of because nowadays, I mean, think about how high the standards are for men. And we can get to to speaking to all the men that are watching this, standards are super high. For you got to be able to do everything. In Miami, especially, you got to have a Ferrari, you got to have a Rolex, you got to have a multi-million-dollar business, you got to be super hot, work out all the time.
Yeah.
Standards are really, really, really freaking high to do that. I always say, it doesn't, to pick up the right girl, you do not need to have all of these material things. It comes from within you. How do you make her feel with your own personality? How can you make her laugh without showing her a Ferrari? How can you make her have fun without taking her to Bali? It's always what you can do that others can't do. And that comes, what's one thing that you can do, you yourself, that no one else can do? Be yourself. No one's you. No one can be like you.
Everybody's taken. Everybody's already taken.
No one can be like me. No one has my skills. No one has your skills. No one can talk the way you do. No one has your background. So use that. Use that exact thing. And if you think you're boring enough, do more stuff. Become smarter. Learn more languages. Become better traveled. Work on yourself as a castle. Make yourself the castle that people want to visit. Don't be just some traveling nomad trying to visit other people's castles and stealing from them. Make yourself wanted. Don't, and I've also learned that with girls. If, a pretty girl on Instagram is going to have 500,000 message requests in her DMs. Why is she going to read yours? Because you're going to come from it on a different standpoint. I always, back, especially in high school or in college, when I was trying to pick up girls and I would message them on Instagram, it would never be, "You're so pretty." It would be a random meme. Like what memes are? Like a meme. Yeah. She'll be like, "What is this?" I'd be like, "Did you laugh?" She'll be like, "Yeah." I'd be like, "You want to see more? Okay, here." I'd be like, "Haha, now that you laughed, imagine how much I can make you laugh in person." You meet up right there. You always take that different route. Don't be a simp. You can be romantic, you can be respectful, which is, I think, comes after the part. Once you get that initial interest, and then afterwards, once you show that you're funny, you show that you're charismatic, and of course, if you're better looking, it helps, right? So work on your own good looks. After that, you don't need to be nice to her. You can love bomb her. If you love bomb her first, then later on, you're going to have to withdraw from that a little bit. Because then she'll be used to all that love you gave her. And as you give her less love, she'll be like, "Where did that love go? Well, why don't you want to give me all attention anymore? All these guys are giving me attention, but I want attention from you because you're not giving it to me anymore." And I'm sure you know this very, very well. It always works.
Of course, it's all about attention. Right? Yeah, it's all about attention because attention is our currency as a man. It's always like we give attention to women give us sex in return, and it's always exchanging attention into sex into attention. And nowadays, what's crazy nowadays, and you've seen this probably in Miami, is obviously women nowadays with OnlyFans, sugar daddy websites, social media, etc. Like they're receiving unlimited attention from guys all over the world without giving anything in return. Like as you said, simps, etc. And so because of that, like the fair equation is kind of skewed because they're getting all this attention, but they're not like doing anything. So male's attention is hyperinflated right now. And the only way to differentiate yourself, as you said, is to pick a different angle, and not money, not like material things, as you said, like just be different in the way you approach her and you do things. And
Right.
I completely agree with you.
Is that something that you teach, after you get their
Yeah.
initial attention? What's the next step after that then?
Once you get their initial attention, the next step after that is honestly being genuinely interested in her. Whenever I approach a woman, I'm gonna make the conversation about herself. I rarely talk about myself too much, and that's what you're doing too. You're very interested in them. You don't talk about yourself directly. You ask them, "What's your favorite language? What do you do?" Blah blah blah, and you keep the focus on them. Now, sometimes they might reciprocate and ask you, and that's a good sign because it means
That's
like
what
you've
you want.
reached. Yeah, that's what you want because they're investing now. But yeah, it's about keeping the focus on her, make her talk about herself. Obviously, I have a full system. I have a full system about how to approach women, how to get dates, etc. But yeah, I think the first rule of being a good communicator is genuinely like being interested in the other person and
Right.
making make them talk about themselves because people love to talk about
Right.
themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I personally believe also when it comes to the whole confidence versus cockiness thing, I always make jokes about myself. It doesn't show that you're insecure. It shows that you're more secure, actually. Because, half time when I'm asking, they're like, you probably get so many girls. Yeah, no, I wish. Anyways, and you almost treat it like it doesn't matter. I don't care if you think I get a lot of girls. I don't care if I know that I'm attractive. The fact that I put it to the side means I know that I do. But it doesn't matter to me because what I care about is you. What I want to know is what you think. What do you feel about yourself? You make it about them exactly as you said. And stop being, because guys now are, I have a Lambo. Look at me. I have a car. I have this. They don't care. They have famous guys in their DMs that are going to fly them out for free. They don't care about that. But you show that you know enough about yourself that you don't care to brag about yourself, that you can make jokes about yourself, that you can make jokes about her. Once you get to that level of comfortability, you have to come into it as a friend, but you never let yourself get friend zoned. You come in as a friend, right? Friendly, but you never let yourself get friend zoned. Never,
Yeah.
never, 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 never. And it's really hard to escape that. I'm sure that's a whole course that you have. How to
I
escape
mean,
and everything.
you need to escalate things at some point, yeah. Because if you stay too neutral, if you stay too passive, or you don't initiate things, if you're not bold in your speech at some point and you sexualize things a little bit, you're gonna stay friend zone. So I'm sure at some point, even you do it with the girls you date. Like at some point, you need to show some clear intent and communicate your clear intentions. So yeah, most guys, they get friend zoned because they never escalate. They keep it very neutral, they don't have any edge to what they say.
And because the girl's never going to do it. She's never going to say, hey, when are you coming over? Just because you're a nice guy. That almost never happens. You have to be the one to suggest that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I think it's funny because especially with what I do and what I teach and what you can take away from this podcast and what I do with the languages, I'm very good at getting comfortable with girls. I'm getting very good at making them like me. But then the next step after that, if I would want to, or if someone wants to do what I do and to do that next step, you have to be bold. That's where the whole, you want to come to the club later? You want to come, you want to come check this out? Come. You seem very fun. I enjoyed your presence. We had a great conversation. And also you're kind of funny looking. I mean, funny, but looking to me, you know what I mean? Like you make a joke about that. You bring them with you and then screw the cameras, cut the lights. I actually think you're really pretty. Why are you here by yourself? Are you weird? Like, why are you're cool? You're attractive. Why are you single? Like, what's going on? You still make it about her, but you get that the real parts. Oh, I had this relationship. Oh, that's crazy. See, I'm not really like that. You want to know why? I'll show you why. Right from there.
Nice. Yeah.
Right from there.
And have you dated the Tunisian girls or mainly?
Dude, you
like
know what's
American?
crazy? I have never no, I've never dated it.
Never?
I have never met if any Tunisian girls are watching right now, I promise you I'm funny. No, I have literally never dated a Tunisian girl in my life. I don't know why. My parents are like, what the hell, man? Are you not going to marry someone from your own country? I'm like, I don't see them. I don't know where they are. It's so funny the way Tunisian girls flirt. They'll just be like, cuckoo. They'll DM you, like, Sisi. And I'll be like, oui, nek, ça va? They'll be like, oui, be. I'm like, what am I supposed to say, dude? Like, I don't know. Maybe you can give me tips about dating Tunisians, man. Or maybe I got to go make videos in Tunisia or something. But it's so funny to think about that. I'm a Tunisian and I've never dated a Tunisian girl. Yeah.
I like Tunisian girls. Honestly, like before I used to not like dating Tunisian girls, but now that I've dated a lot of girls from different countries, when you date a Tunisian girl, you feel like she truly understands you because she understands your root, your culture. You know,
Right.
like she can relate to things. You can talk to her in Tunisian. Like it's trippy. It's cool. It's not
Right.
like Estonian girls. Like they don't know your background. They don't know where you come from. You know, so it's really trippy. When I go back to Tunisia, I love dating Tunisian girls. Like do you go out when you go to Tunisia, like in Gamart or Sidi Boussaid or I don't know.
Never.
Like,
Never. I would go there. I'm from, you know, Wardanin?
but
Do you
what
know
did they
Wardanin?
mean?
Wardanin.
Not
It's in the
really. Like,
Sahel. It's a very, very small city next to Monastir and Sahlin. And let me tell you, there's no bars, no clubs, not even a
shit.
restaurant. So what am I gonna do? I would have to go to like Sousse or go to like Tunis. I heard that Tunis is really fun to go out in. I might go there to make videos or to go
Yeah,
out.
man. Jerba in the summer is great.
It is.
But yeah, definitely. When you go to Tunisia, you have to go out in Gamart, in some of the best clubs. There's a nice club in not club, but it's more of a restaurant lounge in Tunisia in Sokra. Sokra, that's Sokra.
Okay.
There it's called Closerie. In the summer, it's really great. Every Thursday. There's a lot of bars, man. Hit me up if you're in Tunisia. Honestly, it's great there.
Really?
The nightlife is great. Yeah.
What's the vibe there though? I feel like that because I'm from Miami, man. You know, it's a lot different here from
Yeah.
what the vibe is there. What's the vibe? I didn't know people drink in
Yeah,
Tunisia.
of course, man. They
I
drink.
didn't-
They drink a lot, actually. Tunisians, they drink a lot. Yeah.
Even the girls.
Yeah, man. Even the girls and everything. Yeah. Yeah. It's very modern, like in that sense, especially
I
like
thought they like
in
lived
the
at home
center
with
of
their
Tunisia.
parents. Yeah, I thought they like lived at home
No,
with their parents, like in Morocco. No?
in some parts of Tunisia, I'm sure yes, but if you go to the Asma, like at the real capital, etc., like
City.
or Hammamet or Sousse, like big cities, like every girl, most of the girls drink, etc., unless she's super religious.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Man, you
Yeah.
maybe you can yeah. I'm gonna hit you up if I ever need tips for Tunisia because I really don't go there ever
Yeah,
for
it's great, man. Yeah, I used to hate to go there because when I used to go there when I was younger, I felt like I was improving myself because I was living in other countries, in foreign countries, and I was working on myself. But when I
Yeah.
would go back there, I would find the same people, and they didn't really change around me, and I felt like my mindset would take a toll, whenever I go back to Tunisia, because it was yeah, it's you know when you've changed and then you come back to the place you grew up in, it feels like I don't know. It reminds you of how you were at some point,
Right.
and sometimes it
Right.
can be. But still, now I love it. Now it's great. It's fun. In the summer, it's amazing. So definitely, highly recommend for all the listeners going to Tunisia.
Go to Tunisia.
Yeah,
This is now a Tunisia promotional video. Please, guys, come to the country. It's very beautiful. It's very
yeah.
worth
Go
it.
to Tunisia, especially
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
summer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm very happy about it's a very proud. I'm very proud of being from there, right? I didn't used to be, but now it's my whole personality. You know, yeah, I
hmm
love it. I definitely, and I love to show that. I don't know if you have Tunisian guys watching your
of
show.
course. Yeah. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of Tunisian guys watching this show
Yeah,
later.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
we are some of the, and I say this with 100% confidence. We are some of the best people, some of the smartest people, not book smart, but the way that we talk. We're
hmm
very intellectual, we're very catchy. We're very charismatic. There's not anytime I go and I ask somebody who's Arab, have you met a Tunisian? Oh, I know Qadr, he was super funny, or he was a great guy. It's because we're funny
Yeah.
people. What else do we have in the country except for olive oil? Like we're very,
Yeah.
very funny people. And I love, every time I meet a Tunisian, I get very, very happy, very, very excited. So big reason why I came on this podcast, big reason why I have that flag in my bio. Very,
Yeah.
very proud
Thanks.
from there. Absolutely.
Mhm. Yeah, awesome, man, awesome. So yeah, honestly, I don't know if I have other questions. I didn't prepare like any other question. I think, like what would be your best tip for making the world a better place? Like if you could give a tip to any viewer.
For making the world a better place, live outside of your shoes. I think
Mhm.
that, and I studied politics when I was in college. I got my master's in public policy. And so what I would always see was the root of problems that people have is because they spend too long seeing things from their own eyes. You got to see them from other people's eyes, which is why it helps to be well traveled.
Yeah.
You have to go places, you have to see things, you have to think outside of the box, right? If I have a problem with you, you're going to always think about what your problem is with me, never what my problem is with you. But if I take a step back and think, okay, he doesn't like me because of this. Well, that doesn't make any sense because this isn't really the case. Let me make that clear to him. I'm not really like that. Actually, I'll show you that I'm not like that. But if that's why you didn't like me, so was that it? Because now on s'entend bien, we can actually get along with, we remove what the problem was before because we saw eye to eye. You have to
Yeah.
live in other people's shoes. You have to stop being so close-minded. I think the way to make a world a better place with not only befriending people, with stopping atrocities, stopping wars, stopping altercations between countries is really just understanding that at the end of the day, what's his name? Thomas Hobbes and John Stuart Mill said, people are innately rational. We always want to do what's best for us, but that's the problem. We always want to do what's best for us. What is best for us can also be beneficial to other people. When I find that connection, how may I improve my life by helping this person out, making them like me? Because the world's all about connections. No one man's going to make it, by themselves. Yeah. Once I take a step back and I think about, okay, I'm like this, he's like that. Maybe we're together and we're similar on this. Let's investigate. If we are, I just made a friend. Now imagine I can do that with my worst enemy. Yeah. You're always able to find connections. Once you do that, everything can be resolved. Most of the world war, not the world wars, but wars that occurred in the world were because of miscommunication. And this goes back to the languages. They weren't even able to communicate with each other. Translators were screwing up. They didn't know how to understand each other. And so once you can see things from other points of view, one thing our great Habib Bourguiba did, right, was he understood where the French were coming from. He understood where the Tunisians were coming from. Why was he able to find a solution in a generally bloodless revolution? Like, yes, people died, but compared to Algeria, compared to Morocco, nothing like that. Because he was smart. He lived in France. He knew how this went. He knew French people. And so he was able to make connections with them, understand the Tunisian people just wanted freedom. We just wanted to not feel like we're working for someone else. And the French said, okay, we want influence. How can we get that while giving you guys freedom? And while it ended up working out, he became one of the greatest presidents that Africa ever saw. And then
that's true, man.
Why it's important. Show why it's important.
So yeah, putting yourself in the other person's shoes and realizing that we're not different from each other. We're all the same. We're all a big family at the end of the day.
Yeah. Our only difference is our wants. It's not our needs, it's our wants. We want different things. We're always going to want different things, but we're never going to need different things. It's always like that.
Yeah. Are you a bit spiritual yourself? Not in the religious sense, but do you meditate or, are you kind of spiritual, kind of like?
Do I seem like that? Because no.
No, really. I don't know. Because you're very, because you're very social. You're very, I can tell, like, whenever you connect with people, you have this positive energy, this vibe, and usually you don't attain such a level of joy and positivity when you don't work on your inner self and your inner spirituality, usually. So I don't know.
Yeah, no. I would say I'm very introspective. I'm very good at I understand myself 100%. I always know what I want. I always know what I can do. And so that allows me to spend all the time figuring out what you want. And then when I figure out what you want, I already know what I want. So I can find commonalities. And in doing so, I always love to make friends. I very rarely have any enemies unless it's like, oh, you fought me for no reason. I'll be like, why'd you fight me, bro? There was this one time I was in Colombia and I was walking down the street and this guy tried to mug me. Like he looked like a knife, tried to mug me. And in Spanish, I'm like, wait, you want money? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, why? Like, is it because people in Colombia are poor generally, right? And he's like, yeah, so give me all your money. And he was very angry about it. And I was like, well, let's think about it. Obviously, I have some money on me right now, but what if there was another way to get some money? There's like a place down there full of tourists. How about, do you play soccer? You want to play soccer? You play soccer pretty well. All right, come here. Hold on. If this doesn't work out, I'll give you 100,000 pesos myself. Come with me. And so we did this new game. We were betting people on if he could juggle more than they would to tourists. And we were filming it. And he was able to beat them all. And he made more money doing that in one night than he would have if he mugged me. And he was like, bro,
that's a crazy story, man.
Yeah. Place now. He's like, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like my mom doesn't love me. My dad died. I don't know where to find money. It's all that I knew. And I'm like, that's fine, dude. I knew what you wanted. But, we have to think about it smarter. Don't work harder. Don't have to kill someone to get what you want. Be smart about it. Just like that, you can calm someone down and find a way to get what they really want, because you have to know what they really want. I immediately knew this guy wanted money. But how can I save myself and save my money? By helping him make himself some money. It's always examples like that.
True.
It's perfect examples like that.
Yeah, you think win-win all the time. It seems like you're thinking win-win. Yeah.
But you got to make him. I saw his life in his shoes. I know where he was coming from. So that's exactly why it worked out.
There's this quote by Stephen, I forgot his name, like a famous he wrote like the book The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, like Stephen Covey. And he says, seek first to understand and then to be understood. And it's a famous quote, like always seek to understand the person first and then try to make then, give
Right.
your point across. But that's what you said, like
Absolutely.
understanding his wants and needs and all that.
Absolutely. You have to. You have to.
Yeah. I have a question. What do you think about, because you're big on TikTok, I'm sure you've seen it. What do you think about Andrew Tate, for example? Like he's been in Miami for a long. I mean, he came to Miami.
He has.
You have Fresh and Fit. You have Fresh and Fit in Miami as well, the podcast.
Yep. Fresh Fit
Maybe.
podcast. Yep.
Yeah. Have you seen them already?
Guys,
like, did
those guys?
you
I haven't.
meet them?
I've met the Fresh Fit guys, but I haven't. They're really
Okay.
cool, by the way. But I haven't met Andrew Tate. No, I haven't met him yet.
Okay.
What I think about him, it can go two ways. I think that what he's trying to do is very valiant. I think what he's trying to do in terms of really bringing a realistic approach to how men see the world, especially young men, right? We live in a time right now that is a lot different from 30, 40 years ago with what men can do, what men can't do, right?
Yeah.
Eyes are always on us. It's very, very meticulous. If I do one wrong thing, I'm canceled forever, right? But think about how life was 30, 40 years ago. Think of, and this has nothing to do with women's rights, has nothing to do with rape allegations, has nothing to do with increased crime. It's how humans operate. Humans now, especially men, are too afraid to do things. And because of that, they mess up and they lash out. And that's all back at the end of the day with you being confident in yourself. I think he teaches men how to be more introspective, how to respect themselves some more, because now men are respecting themselves less. I think that, horrible things happen to girls 100%, and those kind of people should never get away with it. But that doesn't have much to do with what he's saying. What he's saying is be self-confident, understand that you are a valuable man. If you don't have value in yourself, no one's going to see value in you. I like those parts that he brings up. Obviously, everyone says controversial stuff. He says a lot of controversial stuff. He has stuff that he says that I don't agree with. That's fine. The main goal, the main idea here is value. He teaches people how to feel more valuable. If I feel that I'm worth talking to, I'm going to be more comfortable talking to other people. If I feel that I'm valuable, I'm going to feel more enamored into doing better things in life. I think the way he teaches value and he inspires people to feel valuable is very, 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 very effective.
Yeah, no, definitely. And he says it all the time. Like, as men, we need to build our value, because basically, even if you're good looking, whatever, like you're not, like, strong masculinity is something you earn, right? This is not something that you're born with. It's earned through action, through hardships, through all of that. And so, yeah, I definitely agree with you on, like, he's great at communicating to men the importance of working on themselves and on improving themselves as a man.
In a time where, you put two and two together, it's like you got Cardi B and Nicki Minaj teaching girls how to be prostitutes, and you got Andrew Tate teaching men how to be valuable.
Yeah.
And people have opinions about all those. They say, no, they're not like that, not like that. But I'm just telling you what you're seeing. That's what's on social media. That's what they talk about. And why is it okay on one side? Why is it not okay on the other side?
Yeah.
At least have some equity in that regard.
Yeah. The problem nowadays is that with the TikTok format and the shorts format, people take, like, very small clips of what he says, and they inflate what he says, and it takes a whole different meaning, So
that's been a thing forever. That's famously during the Cold War, they took one thing of what John F. Kennedy said and they showed it to the Russians. Not his full speech, just the one part, we're going to stop those Russians. Just that part. And they released that to the public. Not the part of, we want to make the world a better place and where people don't die, but we have to stop those Russians. They took that one part and made it. Yeah, exactly. What you said is 100% true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, man, how can people find you? How can our listeners support you on your journey? Like, what's your...
Man, first of all, I love everyone that does follow me. It really does mean a lot to me, honestly. It's a dream come true, is what I'll say. I never thought that I'd be here. I'm all over, I'm on TikTok. I got Merewana, Merewana. I'm just now trying to get up on YouTube. It's the same name, Merewana, mostly because I want to make longer videos. So if you like my little snips of, how to find me on TikTok and everything, I want to do that same thing on YouTube. So if you want to go subscribe there, my Instagram is also Merewana. I always say marijuana, and they're like, "You mean the drug?" And I'm like, "No,
yeah, it sounds like that."
It's like the drug. I know. How did you think it was called before? When you read my Instagram handle, what did you think it was called?
Marijuana.
Yeah, marijuana in English, like American English, marijuana. And I'm like, bro. But yeah, no, that's where I'm going to be making most of my my content. So if you guys want to subscribe and follow, would love that. And Tahia Tunis as always. I want all three to follow, please, like you.
Tahia Tunis, and go follow Marwan, so at Merewana, or the Language Lord as well. On TikTok, has some great content. And yeah, one last thing. I just wanted to talk about something. So it seems like, yeah, I mean, really what blew you up as well is surrounding yourself with the right people, because you've surrounded yourself with another YouTuber, another guy who does content like that. And your network is your net worth. And so you really sort of put yourself in the right environment with that guy, and like, because it would be hard to do it by yourself.
It's very, and I said what I said, I think like 10 minutes ago. No one human has made it by themselves.
Yeah.
It's all about connections. You have to, there's a famous line by Wiz Khalifa. If you want to be a boss, you got to be around them. You have to learn from other people. You have to work together. Eventually, I mean, you're going to make, it's better to make 50% of an $100 million company with 10 people than it is to make 100% in a company with $12,000 of net worth. It's always better to work with large. I love collaborating. I do stuff like this. I mean, if I wasn't that way, I wouldn't even have come on the podcast. I love to talk with other people. We mutually benefit from this, right? So you always surround yourself with people that are like-minded. Now, it's hard to do so because you have to find people that think like you, that operate like you. They have to be like-minded. Maybe sometimes you can collab with people that don't think like you for a video, for a collab opportunity. But in terms of longevity with mutually growing, do it in a group. Think of every band, like what U2, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, all those singular people are doing great in life because they were a band and they mutually got there. They all have their own separate following that follows everyone, right? So it's always be in a group, always make it happen with your friend. Bosses are never born tomorrow, and bosses are surrounded by other bosses.
Yeah, no, it seems like you're well surrounded, so that's great. Honestly, keep up the good work, man. It's really good to see other Tunisians crushing it. And actually, speaking of like this whole thing, your network is your net worth, and surrounding yourself with the right people. I don't know if you saw that, but I'm actually creating an app. Basically, it's a business app, and it's a networking app for entrepreneurs. Basically, it's an app that allows entrepreneurs to network together. So I'm sure you have a business, right? And so you can basically sign up on this app, get your business prove the fact that you have a business, and then you can network with other business owners locally or even globally. And so that's kind of what I'm creating right now. I'm collaborating with other people and developers, etc. And I'd love to put you in the app as well, potentially, and have you there. That would be great.
Yeah,
because
support, man, of course.
Yeah, it's gonna be a win-win. It's gonna be called Meatworth. I'll send you when it's ready. The beta version is gonna be ready very soon. So I'll send it to you when it's ready, and that potentially could lead to you expanding your network in Miami and all of that as well.
That would be fantastic. Absolutely, man. Aita,
Aita, exactly. Tere means hello, and Aita means
hello.
merci.
Aita, yeah. Khudas Laheb, is that Kudas Laheb? How are you?
I don't know, honestly. I know only Tere, Aita. Like I didn't learn like the whole language, because we speak English all the time here. So yes, I've learned a few things, but honestly, I don't know what you said right now.
It's a hard language. I
need to learn, man. I need to learn. You gave me the motivation to learn more languages, to be honest. Because when I see you knowing all these languages, it's important.
Yeah, Tunisians are good at learning languages. It's in our blood. So
yeah, true. Yeah, so keep up the good work, Merewana. It was great having you here, and we keep in touch. And guys, go follow him on social media. I'm sure you'll enjoy his videos, and we keep in touch.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me, and I hope to talk again in the future. Marajé, inshallah.
Welcome, man. Yeah, inshallah, Marajé. Thanks, Merewana.